Stand to MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Rippers, Rumblers, and last time, the Hatchet Man has come almost fully complete. We managed to get a spiked fist and a couple of spiked boots for it, and it is so very close to being the perfect engine of melee destruction, but there is still more to gather, and not just for that mech, but for other mechs as well. We do, of course, need to expand our stable of heavies, or at least begin the stable of heavies at this point, because we've got two 55-ton mechs and a whole bunch of 50-ton mechs, and we'd like to get up and break that heavy barrier of 60 tons. And in that vein, we're going to go for the last mech standing. A lance of local government battle mechs has been rampaging in Capellan territory on Slocum. They've been raising population centers, burning fields and refineries, looting storage facilities. They're clearly doing everything they can think of to drive our people out. This is terrorism, pure and simple. We need to find them and destroy them. No escape, no prisoners. Sorry for the fact that that voice was pretty much just my voice, but this mission is going to pay us out 310,200 C-bills with a maximum priority salvage of 2 of 9, which is rather disappointing, and it's a 3-skull mission, so this has an opportunity of not paying out quite in the way that I'm hoping. But if we're lucky, maybe we'll get something really, really cool, and so that's why we ended up taking it. There's another mission also, it's an assassinate mission. It's the general at 3 skulls, which I'm not quite certain we'll end up taking at all, because that would just be moderately suicidal. But we are starting to run out of missions here on Slocum, and we'll probably be leaving sometime soon. Well, maybe not this episode, but in the next couple of episodes. So anyway, we have the standard lance, or at least what I'm starting to think will probably become the standard lance. Hammer in the Hatchet Man, his modified capability. Currently saying 204 damage, which will be interesting to see how much he actually does when he actually hits somebody. Ripper in the ROM, straight up. This is the ROM? Yes, this is the ROM with the Silver Bullet Gauss twin ER medium lasers and SRM4 and a chaff rocket launcher 5. This ROM has been designed to be, I suppose, possibly better than the other one, the other Centurion, which has an LB10. I'm not quite sure on that. We're going to find out soon. Also, the other Centurion is currently still in the shop for the next 3 days, so we had to wait on that. Witness is running his Beamer Shadowhawk, still has all the big lasers. Actually, no, Witness. That's Exodus that has the Beamer Shadowhawk. Witness is the one who brings the MRMs to the fight, and so that's how those two shake out. So twin Shadowhawks for the additional firepower. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Shadowhawk aesthetics-wise, but it's a fairly decent setup for a hull chassis. So let's start getting forward, see where the enemy might be. We do not have an incredibly super fast, nimble, knife-wielding maniac in this mission, so we're going to have to just sort of make do with things as they come. So we'll get the entire lance moving on forward, sprinting at maximum speed. We want to try and find the enemy and take advantage of the enemy and hopefully blast them into little tiny bits. It was a bit of a risk taking the Silver Bullet Gauss over the LBX, or the other option we had was bringing Exodus's old Enforcer. But I think the Silver Bullet Gauss offers just a little bit more firepower. It does have the capability of doing some pretty amazing things if you get a little bit lucky with it. I'm kind of hoping to work on that. Also, it has a weapon mount now, so I'm hoping to take advantage of that. Okay, a Wolverine. That's a mech we can certainly handle. Of course, it may be the lightest mech that is currently out there, so we're going to find out. There's a lot of rough terrain, which is very concerning to me, because that's going to slow down my Hatchet Man. And I'm kind of concerned about that, because the Hatchet Man, of course, needs to get on target as fast as possible. Otherwise, he will be annihilated. We are looking also at a white? Whites are clan mechs, aren't they? I was under the impression the whites were clan mechs. We may be running into clanner forces that are working for the local government. That could be a bit of a problem. We're going to have to hopefully get around this soon. We're also going to have to hope that Witness's Shadowhawk is not first. Of course it is. Of course he's got to run around everybody. You know what, Witness? You've got a reserve, unfortunately. Exodus, can you move up? Yes, you can. Okay, so we'll get Exodus moving forward. This will reveal our hand towards the enemy. Hello! We are here. So we are squaring off against the Wolverine. Doesn't appear to be anything special. It is a 6M. Not quite sure which variant that is. And we got a white 2 LAW. Again, not sure. I'm not super familiar with whites. Do we want to burn this guy down? We absolutely do. We're going to shut off one medium laser just to keep the temperature under control. I don't want to be overheating on the very first round of combat. I want to be blasting into him and setting off his SRM ammo. Okay, that worked out great. So we managed to annihilate 25% of the enemy forces in one fluke critical shot. That's lovely on so many levels. Alright, so starting strong. Now if we can only just hit this white before he actually manages to move or anything. Silver Bullet Gauss has a 57.9% chance. And misses. I think I managed to hit him with a chaff round though, so that may end up working in our favor. No, seriously, that initial opening was fantastic. We got more movement off in the distance that we cannot see, but that's okay for now. And we will rush our Hatchet Man as fast forward as we can go. We've seen a second target. It is a Clint. It's always a Clint. See, it's not a Ripper's Rumblers mission if there isn't an enemy Clint somewhere in the mix, and he is right there. So we have managed to tag the white. That'll hopefully help out, but whites are known to be jumpy as all heck. And if this white is a clan mech, which I do believe the only whites I've ever run into are clan mechs, he could be packing some serious wallop. So this could be an opportunity to get our hands on clan tech, although the whites that I'm familiar with are only armed with lasers. So the fact that he's got a PPC kind of indicates to me that maybe that is not the case, and that whites are not universally clan mechs. We'll find out. So we're rushing our MRM Shadowhawk up here. We don't have really great targets, but the great thing about this mech is, one, it runs incredibly cool, and two, well, we have a lot of things to throw at an enemy, which when you're working with a very light mech, that's a very good thing. Structure exposed. He's already starting to become vulnerable. I don't quite think he's in choppy range. He might be. We got a crab in the background. Crab 21 is nothing too scary. He's got cannons. He did manage to hit us with LRMs, I believe. They may have been MMLs. In either case, we're going to hopefully be able to chop them up before they can do anything. Witness will not be able to get into range, but that's fine. Witness is not supposed to get on top of people. He's supposed to fill them full of so much firepower that it's almost okay, phew. I clicked on the button and then held it before it actually did anything, so that was good. It's because I want to kill this white before he can actually do anything. We've managed to blow off his foot, we've managed to blow off half the mech, we've managed to blow off the leg, not quite, but his initiative has dropped pretty significantly for obvious reasons. We shouldn't have too much trouble following up on that and basically wiping him out. So the shot is going to be actually not as good as I thought. Taking position up here, that'll help, but it's also going to draw a heck of a lot of fire. I'm going to take it. So we're going to spread up over here, take aim at you, VSPL2 off, that'll turn the medium laser back on. Actually, the VSPL1, will that work out? VSPL1 will not work out. If I shut off the medium pulse laser, however, it will. So we'll do that. Wow, the VSPL managed to miss. We managed to blow off his left leg, so now he's on the ground. He's missing half of the mech at this point. The only thing that keeps him from having more than half the mech is his CT is still intact for now. Yeah, he's down to the bottom of the initiative phase. If Hammer is actually in range, he can chop him off, although the priority will, of course, be the Clint up over here because it's still healthy. Whereas this mech, he's most certainly not. Oh, we got a melee attack coming in from the Clint. Interesting. Manages to miss. Well, you're going to be within range for me to actually start doing very nasty things to you. So that's fun. Let's do this indeed. We'll maneuver into this position just so we have a shot on basically everybody. Gives us options and choices, which are always lovely. Not a great choice. A fantastic choice. Not good choice at all. Take aim at you. Turn off the silver bullet gas. I believe. How much am I dealing with? Probably about 70-ish health. So I'm going to need that. Jack rocket launcher to off. I don't need that. Turn that back on. Blast him in the leg. Hey, he's intact. Wow, nice job. 3. Wow, he had 6 health. That's a late tier pilot if I've ever done see one. That's more than a little terrifying. I would love to run after this crab, but if I kill this guy, I take away his ability to actually spot anything, and he'll have to move in closer or just have terrible chances to hit. 67 is not great, but hey, we managed to basically cut him in half already, so that's lovely. I'm not particularly interested in keeping Clint's alive. They don't exactly speak to me on any sort of level. Ripper is up and ready to rock and roll. So how is the stability damage is above the level, so that's lovely. We'll maneuver around over to this position. Still not seen by the enemy. We'll basically probably plug him. Oh, wow, did not plug him. Managed to open up his side very, very well. Although that is apparently a knockdown, so he's going to be on his back. Everybody else will get to maneuver before him. And I do believe he stops sharing targeting data at that point. Exodus has shoot and scoot. That's exactly what we'll... Ooh, no, he can only see the crab. Well, we'll have to maneuver around then. Actually, no, I want Exodus to be doing this one. I thought he had a line of sight. I was a little bit confused by that. How much you got left in here? 25-ish health. So aim for the CT, shut off the VSBL. Let's get that temperature back under control, and we'll just burn him down. I think the medium lasers can do the trick. They absolutely can. Lovely. Core to him out. Cutting it a little bit finer than we normally like to do. We do, of course, love to just overkill the heck out of everything, as it's generally safer. And do I want to wait? I kind of do. I want to get this crab a bit closer. Let him come to me. And he's visible. Okay, lovely. Opening fire already. Managed to get a couple of hits on the Centurion. Quite a few hits. We've been target detected. Luckily, none of those were actually negative effect like haywires or anything like that, so we're safe. We're fine. Hatchet Man is not going to be able to get into range, but he's going to get gosh darned close to him. So let's just run right up to him. Say hi. Next turn, I'm going to have you. And open fire with everything we got. Ooh, we managed to hit him with one of the medium lasers and the tag, starting to set things on fire, which is a little bit dangerous. Witness gets to come on to the field, and Witness, we reserved him down, so he should be able to move fairly quickly. And we're just going to blitz as much firepower as we can. Structure exposed already, those weak crab legs. They do not armor them nearly as much. Ooh, enemy gets to move. That's unfortunate. So the enemy has rolled quite high on his initiative. The mech is on fire, and he's going to open fire, managed to nail the Shadowhawk, which I did think I had protected, but clearly not well enough. All this stuff is just medium lasers, so I'm not super concerned about it. Ooh, we got narked and shot in the back. Luckily, that narc is not going to do a whole heck of a lot to us. So let's just come around here and say, hi, I've got a Silver Bullet Gauss in basically point-blank range. What are you going to do about it? The difference isn't all that much, so I'm going to move slightly off to the side. We are being jammed by ECM. Let's go see if we can't chop this son. Probably should have opened fire with my Warlord, but things ended up working out okay. Both of his legs are now open, so they are vulnerable, especially to MRM launchers, so that should be lovely. And a lineup right here, having a back shot. Back shot might be a better idea just for the increase in accuracy. VSPL, of course, to on, because we're going to give him every single barrel. No, not every single barrel. 2 barrels. Both barrels. And most of that shot was missing, although we have opened his back. And his medium laser has been crit. His gyro dreadnought has been crit. Unfortunately, hasn't managed to kill him just yet. Hi. 73, 73, 67. Let's just stand still and 73 him. Hi. Oh, there goes most of the mech, and he ejected, saving most of the mech. Lovely. Okay, so we've got that. I think we've taken out everybody. Sucker shot. I don't know what that means, but okay. Alrighty, so that should be the entirety of the enemy force. 3 skull missions, not bad at all. We did take a penetrating hit on the Shadowhawk, but the rest of the mech's armors has managed to mostly survive. And holy crap, I'm peeking out really badly, apparently. Gonna have to adjust my microphone setup just a little bit. We don't want to, of course, be going into the red line on my microphone setup all that much. Tends to be a bad idea. So let's go figure out just what actually we got in this whole can of worms for salvage, because I'm a little bit concerned. 246,000. Yeah, the Shadowhawk did get an opening. The Hatchetman took a little bit of damage. Nope, this Shadowhawk took no damage at all. And everybody picked up a ton of experience. That's going to be lovely. Alright, so Clint and a pair of crab parts. Could grab those, but I wouldn't exactly be interested in. Wolverine is a 55-ton mech, which actually does satisfy the qualities of what I'm looking for. I want larger mechs. Although I prefer certain specific kinds of mechs. A pair of light AC5s, light PPC, medium lasers, small laser Intech Plus, minus 30 to all range brackets. So that's interesting. For reduced heat generation, trade range for damage and reduced heat generation. Okay, that's an interesting thing I probably won't go into. Just a straight up ECM, electronic countermeasure suite, which I'm not sure matters. And compact engine plus 50% weight, because that's exactly what I'm looking to do in most of my mechs. A 250 rate fusion core. Ooh, that's definitely on my list of things I want to keep. A double heatsink kit. How many do I got? I got 2. I don't need any more. Could grab a double heatsink, but I'm not interested in that much either. Improved jump jets. Null sig. That would be interesting. I don't think I have any mechs that use it right now, because we're all using Pharaoh at this point. Of course, there's Light Pharaoh as well. Light Pharaoh is kind of useful. It's not as slot intensive as a lot of others. Doesn't save you a whole ton of weight, but some. I think we're going to grab the null sig and the engine core. Oh no, never mind. There's a light engine. What am I even thinking? Pull that null sig out of there. We probably aren't going to use it anyway. But light engine, absolutely best engine. Compact engine, I don't see myself using. I mean, I suppose I could sell it. It's only 625,000, which is, yeah, significantly less than the fusion core itself. So we'll grab the 250 and the light engine. That might be able to get us something interesting. Grabbed a grab part and a white part. ER medium laser has been grabbed. This light PPC, which we already have one, so we got 2 now. I suppose we could go with it. Oh, and a double heatsink kit. So that was pretty nice when it comes to the random rolls. I'm quite happy with how that one turned out. So that mission seemed to work out pretty decently. There wasn't anything too devastatingly damaging, although maybe if I'd taken it for cash. Kind of don't want to, though. I like salvage. Even though it's a little bit of salvage, it's still salvage. So the 7 additional parts, most of them were mediocre, but then it gave us the double heatsink kit, and not terrible payout when it comes to the actual mech parts, so I'm reasonably happy with that. Not the happiest person that I've ever been, but that was a fairly decent haul. And the light engine especially is going to be very important moving forward. We need as many light engines as we can get our hands on. I don't know if that came out of the crab or the white, but regardless of who it came from, it's a very, very nice pickup. Light engines are, of course, fantastic pieces of equipment. 15,000 for the next 4 days. Yeah, because we've took structure damage on that one. That one's pretty painful. I'm a little bit surprised he got through my armor so easily, but I suppose it wasn't super easy, was it? Hatchet Man will be done in 1 day, so we'll be ready to go in just a couple of days. Really, we should probably just burn on. Although I want to take the higher level missions, and I'm a little bit concerned about taking higher level missions without bringing my A-team. Just minor worries. Hey, the Centurion's finally done. Let's see what we can do to rebuild this mech. It's a bit of a problem. It's a major concern, you could say. Because this mech was basically chopped in half. Repair all. What do we got? So, we lost the cannon. We lost all the ammunition we had for this. SRM-6 Valiants. Improved damage but are less heat efficient, so they cook hotter, but they do, wow, a lot more damage. It's not terrible, honestly. I might keep it. I'd like to keep it. Unless I can swap it out for MRMs. That could, of course, work too. Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm surprised the case survived. I thought the entire corner of this mech died. I suppose the case doesn't go away. So, let's see what we can do. We have a 200 rated engine. I'd love to get a bigger one, but it might be fine. Show me my ballistics. So we could, of course, just go with a direct reset, which is cluster, slug, and there should be an LBX somewhere around here. I didn't think we were out of them. Yeah, LB10. So we could just go straight up with that, plus the 2 tons of SRM ammo, which I believe we have. Yeah, we just don't have improved SRM ammo. Yeah, that's very unfortunate on several levels. Longfire, Thunderbolt, LRM-20. Thunderbolt 20 is how many tons? 12 tons. That's pretty heavy, but then again, it is like throwing an AC-20 at somebody, so 12 tons is actually fairly nice. It's where the ammo that really gets you, because in order to match up an AC-20 ammo, you have to spend 2 tons of Thunderbolt 20 ammo in order to get that. Yeah, we don't really have a whole heck of a lot of options when it comes to this. I'm going to check the store real quick for an MRM launcher. We've got 2 improved MRMs. So if I could find the weight in order to do something with that, I'd like to. Might be better to even go for LRMs. We do have the Artemis ammo for it. Weapons, please. Missiles. SRM Artemis ammo. Oh, thank you. I'm going to buy that. So we can basically rebuild the mech completely and totally as it used to be. So that's actually a huge relief. So throw in the SRM and throw in the Artemis ammo. There we go. Okay, so this will be +2 accuracy and plus additional damage. So that's not terrible at all. So we managed to come out of that pretty nice, actually. Could give him stealth X armor. Oh, he doesn't have a countermeasure system. That's unfortunate. Not going to give him an XL engine. That would be suicidal. He's already got double heat sinks, doesn't he? Yes, he does. The exchanger I don't have to wait for. I could throw on a Gyro XL. I had been talking about it. That would give me an additional 1.5 tons. Oh boy. That does not give me my medium laser back, unfortunately. But 1.5 tons plus this would be 7.5 tons plus ammo. Wow, we're actually fairly close to being able to fit a fairly decently sized MRM on this thing. What would 1.5 tons do in terms of engine size? Because I'm a big fan of putting nice big engines in all of my mechs. I think engines are a phenomenal thing to have a large core in. This core weighs 7.5 tons. 250 rated core would be... So we'd have to dump all of that. So that would be a bit unfortunate. 11 tons, 2 rated fusion core is 9 versus 7.5, was it? I could go up to a 210 rated fusion core. That would give me how much movement left? 9.5 versus 8.5. Gives me a little bit more run. Puts a Gyro XL in there. No, I'm gonna save it. We'll just replace the missing parts from it. So the slug ammo, the cluster ammo. Oh, we're missing a double heatsink. Oh, that's important. Luckily, I do believe I have a double heatsink. Yes, please? Yes, I do. I have 3 of them. Gotta keep them protected, though. Alright, so that will fix the entire mech. So the slug, the cluster, the double heatsink, the SRM ammo, the Artemis SRM ammo, and the LBA-10. Basically just able to completely rebuild this mech without any real trouble at all. Could throw in a C3 slave somewhere. I'm not sure where. I suppose I could pull off the standard SRM ammo. But that might be doing a little bit too much. I'm not going to take the case out. Case is too important to keeping the entire mech from exploding. Because one penetrating hit in here and suddenly you've got a lot of ammunition to pick through in order to figure out what you want to blow up, and that would be very painful. So the Case 2 actually keeps most of the mech intact, limits it to only 3 points of damage, which is kind of important. Is there any fire control or defensive systems? I could go with the pirate fire control system. Just give him a flat +3 accuracy. Ooh, that might not be terrible. How's his heat efficiency? 60 of 58, and if I did this, it's a 10 or 20%? It's a 15. We would be looking at an additional 9. Yeah, an additional 9 heat. So that's not terrible. Oh, but I wouldn't be able to use the Artemis, but I don't need the Artemis at that point. 2 pips of evasion ignored. Yeah, that's important actually. Oh, that's really rough because I'd like to grab either one of them. DNI cockpit, +1 melee, -10% damage. This is a cockpit which I don't have. Oh, it's an activatable. So +1 melee accuracy, -10 death from above, -25% stability damage, +1 initiative. To activate it, control click on the move button in the mech HUD. Yeah, just to look at all your activatable equipment. +2 initiative, +2 maximum evasion, +2. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Oh, that swaps out my comm suite. +1 initiative, +2 resolve. Well, he matches the +1 initiative. He doesn't match the resolve, but the resolve we mostly get from other things. I can swap out of sensors though, for sensors tracker. Maybe I want to save this stuff for the ROM, because the ROM honestly is, I don't know. +1 accuracy, +5% increased sensor range, sight range, low tier ECM that adds 4 to sensors checks and can enable the cell systems but lacks the ECM bubble. Ooh. Well, if I were to do that... Interesting. DNI cockpit, reduced damage. I don't think I have any more life support systems around here. I think that's all taken up. But that then gives me, I think... Stealth armor. Yeah, okay. That works for me. And honestly, if we're going to do that, if we're really kind of going to turn this thing into a little bit more, then speed is key, and that would justify the XL gyro, and then the increase very slightly to the 210 rated fusion core. Doesn't change anything else. I mean, it increases it to 10 days. A stealth Centurion is not something I would normally consider, although this is kind of a bushwhacker loadout, but I'm not against that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We've put quite a bit of special equipment on this thing. But I think that could work out. We'll find out later on. Alright, so quick check of the barracks. I do think I want my A-team pilots on this one. I really do. Because 3 skulls, that mission that we just took, I don't think is going to be normal for 3 skull missions. I think we're going to have to really keep our head on a swivel and make sure we don't get into a position where we're going to get overwhelmed, because that can happen in very short order. Alright, Exodus is ready for a level up, but Exodus is also very, very close to a level for Warlord. And if he gains another 2100 on a contract, he will have Warlord, because that'll put him up to 13,000, which will be enough for him to grab Warlord, which I think we're going to save for. I mean, we could go for Tactics, but Exodus was already doing pretty decently anyway. He'd get +30 sensor distance. He doesn't need it. So we're going to save for Warlord, and then we'll catch up on Guts and Tactics. Who else? We need to check Hammer. Hammer is getting close to one of these. I'm not sure which one. I think I'm going to go Berserker just because he always picks the melee mech. So he's also one full 2100 experience 3 skull contract away from that. He grows by like 1800 at a time, which is a little bit irritating. And Witness is good, and Witness is ready for Warlord. So we're going to lock him down into a Warlord as well. They're pretty much all going to be Warlords, but that's okay, because Warlord is great. It's very, very powerful. I'm not going to pick the General. I can't. That would be moderately suicidal. Send a message, destroy base would be also very suicidal. Maybe an Assassinate. So the thing with the General is going to have 2 defensive lances and a bodyguard. We'd be looking at between 10 and 12 mechs. And they tend to come at us pretty harshly together. Also, that cash bonus is huge. Or we could take logistical breakdown, garrison duty. I really want to take garrison duty, but it's a 3 skull. And the problem with that is you start getting into the realm where the enemy can basically knock down the base in one shot. But it is 5 of 21. I will have turrets with me. And we're back. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a problem in the mission that we ended up going on. We ended up picking garrison duty for that juicy 5 of 21 salvage, and we're pretty happily blasting our way through the entire opposition. There was a single lance of mechs that was part of the vanguard, consisting of a wolfhound, a ghost, a trebuchet, and a locust, which we had managed to pretty much destroy by this end of the second turn, thanks in part because one of the turrets was armed with a thunderbolt, which annihilated the locust in 2 shots over the course of 2 turns. Then we annihilated pretty much all of a group of 3 missile carriers and a light weapons carrier, and we're moving on to get to the third group when the game hung up indefinitely, and so we had to end it. So, not wanting to basically replay a mission that I had just won, we've decided we're going to go with sending a message. Commander, Capellan leadership has been taking an increasingly hard line against local government-affiliated corporate interests in the Rimworld periphery. Capellan leadership has recently authorized the military introduction of the assets and resources from our corporate affiliates. The behavior is tantamount to theft and cannot go unpunished. We need you to send a message back to them by destroying one of their munitions factories on Slocum. So we're going to go for another 3 skull mission. This one only pays out 3 of 13 instead of 5 of 21, but it also pays out 264,600 C-bills. So let's get underway because we'd like to get this done today. I was really irritated in the last mission ended up dying. To a certain extent, we were somewhat disappointed because we ran into so many vehicles, and vehicles don't give you particularly great salvage. But on the other hand, it was a 3 skull mission that we were completing with a great deal of ease. So there was that. So now unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with probably about 4 pretty heavy turrets, especially at a 3 skull mission. We only got to destroy 3 buildings, but let's be honest, we end up killing everything we can get our hands on. A Calliope, not a Calliope. So Calliope chassis for the turret that we have located. I do have a shot on him from here, and it's a 70% shot. I'm going to take it. We're going to set up. Snipe. We missed it. Wow, a 70.2% chance, and we missed it. That's a little bit irritating, if I'm completely honest. Let's see if we can't get within actual sight range of it. We can. It's not going to be particularly great. 50%. If we warlord it, and I'm going to warlord it, we're going to add that up to 57. So make it ooh, wow, good job with some of those medium lasers, and I'm hoping we deal enough damage, but really it's probably not going to be structure exposed. Ooh, that sucker's on the ropes. We just need a couple more hits on it. Got a Wolverine moving forward. Wolverine would be good salvage. It's a 55-ton mech. Not terrible at all. Move up here. We're going to take the rough terrain. That's fine, because we're going to be able to get a shot on you. VSPO2 2 is good enough, plus the medium lasers. Got the hit. Yep, that's a turret destroyed. Okay, so luckily we managed to take out the first of the turrets that we were facing. That'd be a rocket turret, because Calliope, I think Calliope tanks the M4 Shermans that had it, and we are getting deep scanned. And then here comes the missiles, of course. Got 1 hit on the Shadowhawk so far. Nothing too terrible as of yet. And it's up to Witness. So Witness' Shadowhawk is one of the better mechs that we've got, if we're completely honest. Another Calliope turret. I don't think I'll be in a position to do much to it, but we'll take a peek. Hi, not much. Really good, actually. So we're going to split fire you and you, so we can just keep as much fire outgoing as possible. 70% chance. Trying to also get through his AMS, which is going to be a little bit rough. Only doing 5 damage instead of 6 damage this time. We're not through his armor, but we've no doubt damaged it pretty severely. Wolverine taking a couple hits already. Please let us get more shots on that Calliope to kill it. I don't want to deal with turrets. Turrets are terrifying. Okay, we're taking a little bit of return fire with LRMs. We've got a Bushwhacker. Oh no, it's a Gauntlet. I think we've got, so a Gauntlet is a early auto mech and a Dragon. Ooh. So we have most of a Gauntlet. I believe we got 3 or maybe even 4 parts to a Gauntlet, so we're definitely grabbing one of those. The question of whether or not we annihilate it or not is the real choice for us. I don't think I can get a shot on that Calliope turret, so I'm not going to bother. We're going to move up. We're going to take a shot at this Griffin. It's a 21% chance to go. No point in warlording that. Managed to get a hit, and come on, give me one of my... I'm just hoping that one of our chaff rockets managed to hit that. Shadowhawk, can you follow up? Shadowhawk should be able to follow up. It's going to be a little bit of a rough one, though, because he is going to be standing mostly out in the open. Take aim, not at you, but you. VSPL times 4. Yeah, we're going to multi-attack. So you, and... just to take a peek at everything that we're dealing with. So C is best? Yeah, C is best. By a pretty considerable margin, I might add. Get the pulse laser to off. Actually, it may just be a good idea to keep the heat under control. So we'll fire one more, but most of our fire is going down on that Calliope. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 miss, 4 miss. Oh, only was 50%. That's unfortunate. So still haven't destroyed the Calliope just yet. We were on our way towards it. Hammer's not going to be able to do anything, unfortunately. He's got to be on top of people. Although I may have placed him in a position where he can't do it. Wolverine jumping on forward, going to blast away with his large laser and a couple of SRMs. Managing to hit us with one of them. Shadowhawk is still doing fairly decently. Hammer, are you in range? You are in range. Okay, so we're going to deal with that. 73. How about if I supercharged it? Because he does have a supercharger on board. So let's activate that. Does that give me a little bit of a better range on things? It does. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. So go for the gauntlet. Get some range going on in this one. Get behind him. And boot to the side. Wow, an advanced mask. That would have been interesting to steal. Unfortunately, I accidentally killed it. So he is down basically 2 lasers. And the Calliope is... Oh, hi. Okay, we got a standard turret chassis, which is clearly equipped with Thunderbolts. And, of course, the Calliope, which is equipped with all manner of painful weapon systems. I assume we just got hit by some sort of status effect LRM. No, we didn't. Okay. Getting attacked by multiple Calliopes. We got some Infernos coming down, but that's fine. The Hatchman doesn't care about Inferno rounds. And the Hammer is up again. But just stand still, I'll get killed. If I just stand out in the open, I will get obliterated. So let's run over here and take care of this dragon. Hi, dragon. I'd love to have you. I like dragons. They're a very cool-looking mech. And there goes everything. Okay, dragon dead. So that's lovely. We basically neutered the gauntlet, destroyed the dragon. The hatchet man is just amazing. 202 damage on a melee attack is just wondrous. And gauntlet is coming up for a punch. Not able to connect because he's an Omni-Mech. Well, is he? Yeah, fairly certain the gauntlet's an Omni-Mech. I'm not super familiar with it, so. But I do want to kill this turret over here. What's my accuracy? 83 with the VSPL. I think we gotta cook it. Give me that turret. Yeah, the one with the Thunderbolts. Shove that sucker to the red line. We gotta put as much fire as we can into it because it needs to die. Oh, we can actually see its health. It's down to 24, so just a little bit more fire will wipe it out. If Ripper can get a shot on anything. Ripper would have a terrible, terrible chance to try and hit anything from there. And an even worse from there. Sprinted, can I get a shot on anybody? I can. Okay, so he'll be able to contribute to Minefield. Oh, I did not realize these Calliopes were dropping mines on us. The Calliope chassis is almost dead, so what I'm going to do is a multi-attack like so. We're going to have the silver bullet at A. This goes to B and B. And we'll try and make that happen. Okay, we hit it. Lovely. And is that a kill? That's a kill. Okay, so we've got that this standard turret chassis almost annihilated. We've got that Calliope turret down. Witness is probably standing in the middle of a minefield, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, it's a heat minefield damage. Oh, wait, no, damage versus heat. Oh, you are not in a good spot. So, I'm just gonna be taking all kinds of pain. Oh. So is this total or per tile? I think, I don't know. I really don't know, but I do know that I need to position myself out of there. Our mech is on fire. Our mech is running through a minefield. We took 30, so it is per tile. Jeez. So that's unfortunate. We took a lot of hits on that one. Primary target is, of course, this turret. Because I think this turret is the thing that's dishing out the mines. So, kill it, please. Oh, way too much attack put on it, but that's okay. Because if this is the thing launching the minefields at people, we needed to take that off the field. Also, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to end up relying on Hammer to kill everybody, which is an interesting problem to have. Alrighty, what's going to happen next? We got one more turret left, and the Wolverine's going to bounce over here, blasting into our Centurion, but our Centurion's okay. Centurion is fine. We still have this Griffin also to deal with. And he is cooking a little bit, but then again, so is our Shadowhawk, because it's got all the beams. Griffin coming down, opening fire, rear attack. Didn't manage to hit us with the PPC, but did manage to hit us with a couple of missiles, but we're okay on that one. I think we'll come around, we'll use the Hatchet Man to keep the attack going. Yeah, I think that's a minefield that just got laid down around us. I'm fairly certain he's backing Thunder LRMs. Take aim. Yeah, this chassis, kill it. I think we got it. Oh, we didn't. Okay. And 3 damage. Okay, so we're okay. I really don't want to have to deal with any of this, but I think I'm going to have to. So, target you, shut off the VSPL down to 1. Still isn't great, but VSPL 2? Yeah, double shot. Had to take it out. It was a very important thing to do. We are still riding that heat line super massively, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves into a position where we're not going to die. No promises, though. And override successful. Okay, we're good. I always am very worried about trying to push that override any further than I have to, but we are still under control. Who's getting the move? Game is thinking about it. Oh, Gauntlet still has a PPC. I thought he would only have a couple of medium lasers. And his light PPC, he did attempt to use it without the inhibitor on, and so that managed to crit it. Hammer, not taking all that badly damage. Come over here. Let's just rip him apart. Goodbye, I think. Well, half the mech goodbye. Unfortunately, not the side of the mech that had the gun. But it is going to knock him onto his back, so he is much less effective than he otherwise would be. Witness is overheating and cannot afford to... Wait, actually, no. Witness is... I keep getting these two mixed up on occasion. Wolverine bouncing around, blasting more into the Centurion, trying to put out all the fire that he possibly can. And he is emergency shut down. Okay, Witness. It's time to just walk up to him and turn him off. Hello. Go for the leg. Blow off the legs. Probably should try and go for the CT, but I just want to try and just open him up all the way. This will put him on his back. This will make him even more vulnerable. He'll have to stand up, which will make him even less accurate. So this is a positive in my book. Plus throws his initiative way down, so he can't do anything about it. Griffin's standing up, getting ready to fight once more. He has twin rocket pods, so that's moderately scary. Moving over to the side, trying to fire a PPC from point-blank range. If he shuts off the inhibitor, he can do that, although that gives him a fairly decently high chance of having that whole thing explode. Hit him from right is left. I want to take the gauntlet. I want to take it mostly intact. So turn and punch. Oh shoot! I didn't turn off the supercharger. He's been having that thing on the whole time. Oh, I wish there was a more obvious indicator that your supercharger's on. Cause that's not the first time I've done something like that. Aim for the other leg. Shut off a single medium laser. Keep the heat under control. Maybe I should have gone for Warlord, but if I can take out his leg without killing the whole mech. Gyro destroyed and pilot ejected. Okay, I can work with that. Position over here. Hi, Gauntlet. I'm here. You can shoot at me and pay attention to me. At least that's kind of the goal. And I'll take a pot shot with the silver bullet. Oh, the silver bullet gal's managing to nail him. And then we also got the head hit. So that's lovely. Exodus basically has nothing at the moment in terms of what he can do with heat. Shut off all the medium lasers. And the VSPL. How about VSPL to 1? Aha, I can do VSPL 1. Fire. Hit him. So he's not having the best of days. That's lovely. So we still have to worry about this gauntlet. And the gauntlet going for a punch. Clang, and is that a fallover? Ammo explosion, injury ignored. That's from the supercharger, I believe. Alright, Ripper, get up over there. Ooh, we're not going to have a line of sight no matter what we do. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's find a building and just flatten it. 100 health. There we are. Break it. So that should be the first building down. Hopefully that'll get his attention. And if Hammer gets to move, Hammer should be able to kill him. Hammer does not get to move. And will I be able to see? I saw a line of sight right there. Hi, I'm here to rescue my buddy. And for that, I'm going to need all the guns. We're gonna ride this line to the very edge of the line, please. Alright, he's gonna go down on the ground. Omniac crit and eject. Lovely. That'll be pretty much all of that. Hammer, I'm sorry that I broke it. I didn't mean to. I think that kills the supercharger too. I think I just broke a supercharger for no reason. Well, I suppose it couldn't be too easy, otherwise people would complain. You're gonna run up to a building, you're gonna flatten it completely and totally. You're gonna warlord that building while we're at it. Because we can. Wow, I just remembered, you can flatten a 200 health building with warlord, because you do 6 damage per shot. Oh, he's just amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Witness is still up because Witness just has the death powers of all the death and destruction. Medium laser back on. We weren't even at our full potential. Potentially 150? Yeah, we can do it. Kill it! I think we can destroy this thing. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Almost makes up for the fact that I just blew out a supercharger for no reason at all. Oh. So good and bad. The good is we're going to get a gauntlet. I believe that should get us the rest of the gauntlet. I'm going to grab 2 pieces just to be sure. Because I think I have 1. But I need to be sure. Because there's, I believe one of our campaigns has 4 parts and one of our campaigns has 3 parts. So I don't know which is which, but I don't want to pass up a gauntlet. Oh, but a dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4 dragon parts. There's a lot of good mechs here. Just for stuff alone, we're looking at Endosteel, Engine Light. Ultralight Gyro I don't care about. Supercharger that I'm going to need because I blew out the last one. I can't afford to because I need to go for the 2 gauntlet parts. And yes, Dragon Mech is right there, but this is a guaranteed mech right here, I think. So, go for it. Oh, we got 3 dragon parts anyway! Yes! And 3 gauntlet parts, nice. Picked up a Griffin, Wyvern, and the Supercharger. Thank you so much, RNGesus. You make me feel so very, very good. Because that's gonna save... Well, it won't save that mech, but that's gonna help recover from my mistake. So we had to use an important slot for that, but hey, that works out. That's okay. I can't say I'm happy because blowing up a piece of your own stuff because you weren't paying attention. There needs to be some way to better indicate that it's on. Because the system's fantastic so far, don't get me wrong. But there has to be a way, like, something's got to blink red or something that says supercharger on. And if they do that, that'll resolve that problem. Because there's several pieces of equipment now that you turn on. So, 23,000 for the next 6 days, kind of to be expected. Who is badly dented? Wait, what? Don't tell me that none of the gauntlets combined, because I'm positive I had 3 parts at least. Medium, it's a 55 tonner. Gauntlet, 3 parts of the 3A. Thought I did. Yeah, I've got 4 parts. Apparently gauntlets don't mix. That's painful. Oh, that sucks so much. Although we have our first couple of parts for other mechs. Oh, we have the Black Knight over here, but 3 parts to a dragon. If we run into a dragon, we gotta go for his legs, because we could get our first heavy mech, and that would be awesome. So the fact that gauntlets don't stack is not super great. Not incredibly happy about that, but I suppose them's the breaks. Let's wait a couple of days so we can fix some things. Make sure that you are at the top and you are at the top, because that'll allow us to have the entire A-team done in 2 days. Thank you. Mech Bay. Hatchet Man, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Is it dead? It's dead. But, thankfully, we were able to steal it. So, put the supercharger right back in. We're live. We're going to have to learn this lesson. We're going to have to remember this lesson. This mech is amazing in every single way. It'll be ready in 1 day, so we'll give it a day. Okay, lovely. Yep. That's... I really can't believe that the gauntlets don't stack. I wonder if this is an Omni-Mech thing. That Omni-Mechs just do not stack with each other. Because you would imagine that they would share. Because we've got 4 parts to the 1B, which was the laser vomit version. Where'd you go? You're somewhere around here. We got this a while ago. When we were fighting several of them in several missions in a row. So, 10, 17, 10, 7. It's got 12 ballistics. Yeah, I suppose they just don't stack. Which may be a compromise because Omni-Mechs have all the hard points in the world and have massive reductions in terms of refit times for things. because they're Omni-mechs, and the way that an Omni-mech works is there's Omni-pods. They basically just lock in on the mech. It's like Lego mechs. They're fantastic. However, that's going to do it for today's episode. So, an interesting ride so far. Managed to pick up some really nice mech parts. Managed to pick up a couple of really good parts. Did blow up a supercharger. And we will eventually learn the message not to do that, because we blew up a supercharger on the Black Sheep Squadron, our stream campaign. We also did the exact same thing, I believe on the same mech too. So that is somewhat irritating, but hey, we're learning things, and we're definitely getting used to War Crimes, but War Crimes has proven to be very interesting. The minefield was... That was an interesting thing, just suddenly 30 damage to your mech because you had to walk through the minefield. That's certainly an argument to be made for starting to equip jump jets on things. And in my case, I've been viewing jump jets as being mostly useless. I know there are some people who love to use them, but I view jump jets as being pretty useless because of the massive debuffs to hit. But if minefields start really becoming very prolific, then that would be a very strong case to push forward to say, hey, if you're a mech under, say, 40 tons, or really 40 tons and below, you really probably should be equipping jump jets, because if you have to walk through a minefield and take what is essentially... 30 damage is equivalent to what? An AC2 plus damage. Then you're probably going to have a bad time, especially if it's focused on the legs. And people tend to kind of skip armor a little bit on the legs, especially in stock designs. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I upload these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.